Yes. Now, let us come in the same lesson. Let us come to the next part, that is verb. See here on page number 9. Can you see page number 9 here? Verb is given. What a verb. Now regarding that, about verb we are going to see. Now what do you know about verb? You know a verb is an action word. It shows some action. Action means write, dance, jump, run, walk, eat. So different types of action. So an action word is called as a verb. What is verb? It is an action word. An action word. Now action म्हणजे कृती. Okay. So that is called a verb. Now verbs are of three types: transitive verb, intransitive verb, and auxiliary verb. In auxiliary verb also two types are the primary auxiliary and modal auxiliary. This we are going to do. I am going to explain to you. But first we will come to this. What is a verb? An action word is called as a verb. Okay. Now transitive verb. Transitive verb means what? A verb passing over or takes an object. Now the boy kicks the football. Kicks is an action. The boy kicks. Can you what does he kick? The football. So here passing over or a transitive verb takes an object to make it complete sense. Intransitive verb means what? Intransitive means it does not pass over or it does not take an object. Now the baby was crying loudly, which is a verb over here. Crying is a verb. Loudly, it is an adverb. So does it take any object? No, the baby was crying loudly. Okay. So intransitive verb does not pass over or it does not take an object. Okay. Now auxiliary verb are verbs that give help or support. Helping words or they give support to the verb. They are called as auxiliary verb. Now first is primary verb. Primary means be, is, are. These are all verbs which are see here in the book. It is there. See here. Primary verbs be, do, have, and their various forms. Be, is, am, are, was, were, do, does, did, have, has, had. These are the primary auxiliaries. Okay. Auxiliary are two types: primary auxiliary and modal. Modal auxiliary means what? Can, could, may, might, should. Okay, these are primary. So in modal auxiliary there are 5 types. First is ability, means could you come with me? Can I do this? Can I do this, teacher? Mother, can I help you? So ability means can and could. These are few examples I am giving. Then permission. Now in modal auxiliary there are 5 types. First is ability. Which words we usually use? Can I do this? Could you go to the market? Or could you go to the shop and bring this? Permission, you are taking permission. May I come in, ma'am? Or may I go out? May you take the permission? Or can I come in? Could you go there, please? So modal auxiliary 5 types are there. First is ability. Second is permission. Okay, again I will repeat. Transitive verb passing over or takes an object to complete it. Example is the boy kicks the football. Now intransitive means what? Does not pass over or does not take an object. The baby was crying loudly or the boy was crying loudly. Okay. Then auxiliary verbs, they are called help. They help or support. In auxiliary verbs there are 2 parts: primary auxiliary and modal auxiliary. Primary auxiliary means to be. Be, is, as, was, were. These are primary auxiliary. And modal auxiliary are of 5 types. First type is ability, can and could. Second is permission, can, could, may. May I come in? Like this. Okay. Or may I go for the picnic? May I go to the party? May I come in the evening? These are some types of the modal auxiliary. Some examples of permission. Now the third one is, see here, model auxiliary. First is ability, second is permission, and third is third one is advice. Advice means someone tells you to do something, okay? They advise you, big people or our teachers or in the parents at home or someone else, your friends also, or we also advise, okay? Advice means to tell something, okay? For advice, the words uses should. Then obligation. Must and have to. And fifth is possibility. Fifth is what? Possibility. For possibility, which words we use? May I know who you are? Or can this answer be true? Might and could. Now possibility means you are not sure, okay? Obligation means you have to do it whether you like it or not. You have to study. You must study hard to get good marks. You must obey your parents. You must do this work. Must, and we have to do it. So that is obligation. And advice means we give advice to someone. You should do this. Parents, you should study hard. You should be a good boy or you should be a good girl. You should complete, you should be punctual. Means advice is given. You should be punctual. म्हणजे वेळेवर असणं महत्त्वाचं आहे. जे आपल्याला ॲडवाइस देतात, ओके? म्हणजे सूचना करतात किंवा सांगतात आपल्याला. Obligation means we have to do it. We have to, obligation means we must do it or we have to do it. म्हणजे आपल्याला आपल्याला एखादी गोष्ट आवडते नाही आवडत पण आपल्याला करावं लागते. दॅट इज कॉल्ड ऑब्लिगेशन. अँड पॉसिबिलिटी मीन्स शक्यता आहे. इट माइट रेन टुडे. आय एम नॉट शुअर बट इट माइट रेन टुडे. देन कुड यू कम विथ मी. येऊ शकशील का तू माझ्याबरोबर. यू वॉन्ट टू गो आउट. यू आस्क कुड यू कम विथ मी or could I join you. It is a possibility, you are not sure. So model auxiliary are of 5 types. First is ability, second is permission, third is advice, fourth is obligation, and fifth is possibility. Understood? The exercise based on this exercises are there. These exercises we will do afterwards. Now after that, look at the next topic. Next topic is about adverb. This is verb we have seen. What is a verb? A verb is an action word. It shows action. Now what is an adverb? Adverb is a word that tells us more about a verb or it describes a verb. It describes the action word more clearly. Adverb is what? Adverb describes the action more clearly. The baby was crying bitterly. Now see here. The baby was crying bitterly. Which is the action word? Crying. How was the baby crying? How was it crying? Bitterly. So bitterly is describing the word cry. The word cry more specifically. कसा रडत होतं, बाळ रडत होतं, कसं रडत होतं? Bitterly. Okay, so bitterly is telling you more about the verb cry. Okay, so adverb is a word that tells us more about a verb. What is a verb? A verb is a is an action word. So now write the definition of adverb which I am giving on the board and write it down. Okay, write in your notebook. A word which qualifies a verb or an adjective. Or another adverb. Now, in your book, see the example, the boys shouted loudly. Here the adverb loudly is there. Now, how did the boys shout? How did they shout? Loudly. So, loudly qualifies the verb. Yes, verb loud. Okay. Now, the grapes are sour. Here the adverb very, the grapes are very sour. Very sour qualifies the adjective. Sour adjective means what? Describing word. Grapes are sour. Which word is describing grapes? Sour. So, very. The grapes are very sour is a adverb. Okay. Now, see here another word I'll give you. They, see here. Third one, they behaved really badly. Now, badly is again an adverb. Which word, how did they behave? Very badly. Badly is a adverb. It is an adverb. See here, adverbs usually end with ly. Usually or not always. Usually they end with ly. And when ly is there, that word is an adverb. Every time it is not like that. Now, before this third example, in the third example, badly, which word? They behaved really badly. Really. How did they? खरोखर they were behaving. खरोखर ते नीट वागत नव्हते. So here, rarely is telling more about the adverb. Which adverb? Badly. Badly is already an adverb, but really is telling you more about the adverb badly. So here an adverb is a word which qualifies a verb. It tells you more about a verb, action word. It tells more about an adjective. Adjective means what? Describing word. And an adverb also. Adverb means adverb plus it describes more. Now, here which example is given? They behaved really badly. Behaved म्हणजे त्यांचं वागणं चांगलं नव्हतं. खरंच ते चांगलं वागत नव्हते. Okay. So, really is the adverb of the adverb badly. Understood? Now, here an adverb, see here an adverb tells how, when or where something happens. It tells the boys, see here for example, the boys ran quickly. They tell. How did the boys run? Quickly. Did they run? So how did they run? Quickly. Now the adverb asks the questions who or now where. Now see here. The girls are playing inside. Where are the girls playing? Ask the question. Where are the girls playing? Inside. Okay. So now your adverb asks questions of this. See here. How, when and where. Okay. How did the boys run? Quickly. Where are the girls playing? The girls are playing inside. So how, where and when. He will come. Okay, brother will come tomorrow. My brother is coming, we will write. Instead of will come, is coming tomorrow. My brother is coming tomorrow. So now, when is my brother coming? Tomorrow. So tomorrow is an adverb. Now see here, the boys ran quickly. How did they run? Which word did we use over here? We used how. Now the girls are playing inside. Where are the girls playing? Inside. So here which word we used? Where. And my brother is coming tomorrow. When? When is your brother coming? Brother is coming tomorrow. So for ask these questions and the answer which you get, that is an adverb. Understood? Now adverbs, we are going to see more about adverbs on the next page. See here, take out page number 11 from the textbook. I'll explain, we'll reading, and that time only I will explain you. There are 9 kinds of adverbs. 9, how many kinds of adverbs are there? 9 kinds. First is adverb of time. Means when will he come? See here, this is adverb of time. Tomorrow, today, soon, late. See, some examples are there. Every day, daily. These are examples of adverb of time. Then adverb of place, where inside, outside, there. Understood? So these are adverb of place. Then third is adverb of degree. Now degree of comparison is done. Positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. For beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Okay. Little, less, much. Little is positive degree, less is comparative and least is the superlative degree. So for degrees also we use these words. See, very, much, too, quite, almost, little, a little, half, partly. Partly means little bit, half only. Wholly, wholly means fully, rather and somewhat. Then adverb of number or frequency. Number means 1, 2, like this we can count, correct? Once, twice, thrice, again, always. So these are adverbs of frequency or adverbs of number. Then adverb of manner. How are you? I am well. So, well, thus, ill, hard, fast, slowly, certainly, since these are adverbs of manner. So these 9 kinds of adverbs are there and this you should know very well. Then adverbs of denial or affirmation. Denial means what? Means to refuse. Deny. I did not do this. Affirmation means to say yes. To affirm means to say yes. Deny means to say no and affirmation means to give a positive answer or to accept it. Affirmation means what? To accept. What is it? Surely. Will you do this for me? Surely, definitely I will do. Or no, did you take this? No, I didn't. Understood? So, denial means to refuse and affirmation means to do it clearly. Adverbs of reason. Reason. Now, hence or therefore. I did not go there. I'm sorry. Adverbs of reason is therefore, hence and consequently. Therefore, why didn't you come? I didn't come there. Therefore, I didn't come. I was not well. Therefore, I was not well. Therefore, I didn't come. I didn't study. Therefore, I couldn't do the sum. He is late. Hence, he has got the scolding. Okay. Now, interrogative. Interrogative means what? We have seen interrogative means what? They ask questions. Interrogative adverb means what? When, what, where, why, how, long, how much, how many, how far and how often. Interrogative means they ask questions. When did this happen? It happened last. When did you come? I came yesterday. Or what is your name? Or what did you do there? Where are you going? So these are the question words which we ask for interrogative adverbs. Okay. And 9th one is relative adverb, means where, why and when. These are the relative adverbs. Now, these are the 9 types of adverbs. Don't write it in the notebook. In the textbook only you just read it. 9 kinds of adverbs are there. First, you should first know What is an adverb? An adverb is a word that tells you more about a verb. And mainly what we ask the questions how, where and when. These are also 9 kinds of adverbs are there. You should know this also, but mainly you should know the definition of an adverb. Did you understand this? Now the exercises based on this, all this lesson we will do afterwards. We are going to do it. I will tell you the answers also, but we will do this afterwards. First let us complete with this syllabus, this lesson. Okay. Now what is the next one? Next one is a preposition. Now this first lesson is about the parts of speech. Okay. So in parts of speech, noun, abstract or noun we are going. Now we are coming to a preposition. A preposition is a very small word. It is a very small word, but it is really very important. In, at, to, with, these are all prepositions. Okay, they are very small words. We think in such a small word, 2-letter word, but it is a very important word. Understood? Preposition in English language, preposition is a very important word. Now I read the definition. Look in the book. A preposition is a word used before a noun or a pronoun to show the place, position, time or method relating to that noun or the pronoun. This definition you write in your notebook. What a preposition? This definition is there now. You write it in your notebook. Okay? Preposition definition. Write it in the notebook. And which are the prepositions? Which are the prepositions? On, at, in, under, above. These are all prepositions. So some prepositions you write in, at, on, behind, by, up, etc. These are prepositions. See here in your book it is there. The book was on the table. Now we can say any other. The bag is on the table. The cat is sitting on the chair. Or the ball is under the table. Okay. So the word preposition, even though it is a small word, it is very important. Okay. So preposition meaning, definition you write in the notebook. A preposition is a word used before a noun or pronoun to show the place, position, time or method relating to that noun or a pronoun. So what is a noun? Naming word. What is a pronoun? A word used instead of used in place of a noun is a pronoun. Now he is writing with a pen. What is he writing with? A pen. So with is a preposition. Understood? So it is used before a noun or a pronoun. Then see here. Simple prepositions are added by compound prepositions. Compound prepositions means what? See here. A prefix. Prefix means the word which comes before. Okay. The compound preposition is what? It comes before. Now what are the prefix compound prepositions? Compound prepositions about, above, across, along, among, around, before, behind. These are all compound prepositions. Now phrase prepositions. Phrase. What is a phrase? A group of words. We have seen a group of words that do not make complete sense, but little sense only. That is called as a phrase. So phrase preposition means in the, okay, instead of, behind the. So these are some phrase prepositions. See here now. What is here? Instead of. Instead of maths. Instead of maths, I did the science project. Okay. Instead of going on Monday, I went on Tuesday. So these are some phrases. Then in case of this will happen. In case this is there, in case this is the matter, we will solve it. Okay, like this. By dint of, along with, away from, in spite of, in order to. So these are some of the phrase prepositions. Then now some of the most used prepositions are, now these are the phrases, but preposition of time. What time will you come? It was raining until morning. Until is a preposition of time. Now see, after that, this definition and this preposition definition, right? This preposition of time, prepositions of place or position, and prepositions of movement. These three you write in your notebook, okay? Simple prepositions, compound and phrase prepositions, don't write in the notebook, just go through it, okay? And preposition of time is at. What time you will come? I'll come at 8 o'clock. Or what time is the school? Our school is at 7 o'clock in the morning. Time, it tells us about time. Then preposition of place. Where is the hospital? Where is the hospital? It is near my house. Or the school is near my house. The hospital is near my house. Where are you going? He is sitting behind the tree. The cat is hiding behind the tree. It shows the adverb of place. Okay? Preposition of place. And preposition of movement means up, down, over, through. These are some prepositions of movement. So after writing the definition of preposition, don't write this. Directly write here. Preposition of, some most used prepositions are preposition of time, preposition of place, and preposition of movement. These examples also, whatever examples are there, we will do in the next lesson, okay? Next time we will do that. Now let us first now come to the conjunction. What is a conjunction? A conjunction is also called as a linking word. It is a joining word. It joins two sentences or two words or two phrases. A conjunction is a joining word, or it is also called as a linking word. Two different sentences. When we join it with a conjunction, what happens? The two different sentences are there. Two full stops will not come, only one full stop comes. And when we join two words or two phrases also, we use some words. Those are called as conjunction. The words that join or link are the words or sentences or phrases is called as a conjunction. I did not come because I was late. Do you want ice cream or juice? Do you want ice cream? Do you want juice? Join this sentence. Do you want ice cream or juice? So the words we join two different sentences is called as a conjunction. Understood? So write the definition of conjunction in your notebook. Conjunction are joining words. Okay. Now here also conjunctions are of two main kinds. Two kinds of conjunctions are there. Coordinating conjunctions. Write this also. Coordinating conjunctions and subordinating and subordinating conjunctions. Understood? Conjunction is a linking word or joining word. It joins two sentences or words, and bread and butter. Okay? Bread and butter, and football and cricket. They are joining two words. Okay? So, like this, conjunction is a joining word or a linking word. Coordinating conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions. Now, what is coordinating conjunctions? I'll explain it to you. Look in your books. Coordinating conjunctions join words, phrases, clauses or sentences of equal rank, means noun with a noun. Now see here. Here what an example is given. Your brother and your sister. Okay. Your brother or sister may come with you. Your father and mother may come to school with you. Principal wants to meet your father or your mother. Means noun with noun. Coordinating conjunction means what? Noun with noun. Noun is there, okay. Now you have brother, sister, father, mother. Any noun you can make. Bat, ball, fruit, any fruit's name also you can take, okay. So noun with a noun. What is a noun? Noun is a naming word. So noun with a noun we can make. Then verb with a verb. Now what here example is given, we worked and played together. So what else you can, worked and played both are verbs, okay. They come in coordinating conjunction. They worked and played together. Seema danced. Seema danced and sang. Seema danced and sang. This is also verb to. Dance is also verb. Seema sang a song and danced also. She was singing also and she was dancing also. So verb with verb. Then second is what? Adjective with adjective. Adjective means what? It describes the word. Now here what is the word sentence given? He is sad but hopeful. Sad means nirash, to feel unhappy, but hopeful. He thinks that something good will happen, okay. Now here he is hardworking and honest. He is who we don't know. He is it might be any person, place, anyone, or any person. It might be a man or girl, man or a small boy, any. He is honest and hardworking. Which two words are describing the pronoun he? Honest and hardworking. So he is honest and hardworking. She is beautiful and good. Beautiful and good are adjectives that are describing the girl, okay. Mumbai is a large and crowded city. City is a noun, okay. Which words? Two words are describing city? Large and crowded. How is Mumbai? Large or big and crowded. These two words are describing the noun Mumbai, or we can say city also, okay. So adjective with an adjective is also comes in coordinating conjunction. Then adverb with adverb. He spoke loudly and angrily. Now the girls danced beautifully and gracefully. छान पण करत होते आणि त्यांच्या ग्रेस होता, म्हणजे एकदम सुपर, okay. Beautifully and gracefully means adverb with an adverb. So all these come under the coordinating conjunction. Did you understand till here? Okay. Now the next one is for coordinating sentence with a sentence. Sentence with a phrase with a phrase, and then she is happy with you but angry with me. Now she is happy, it is a, we can't have. She is happy, what, why? She is angry, why? We can't say. Phrase with a phrase, okay. And then sixth is sentence with a sentence. He worked hard yet he failed. He worked hard yet he failed. She came here but she couldn't go. She came but couldn't attend the meeting. She came to school but didn't appear for the exam. It is a sentence. It is, she came to school but could she attend the exam? No, she couldn't attend the exam. She came to school, she couldn't attend the exam. It is a phrase. So in coordinating conjunctions, noun with a noun, verb with a verb, we write those sentences are called as coordinating conjunctions. Now subordinating conjunctions also, they join sentences. They also join sentences, but little difference is there, we will see. Subordinating conjunction join a subordinate clause to its principal clause. Now we are seeing two types of clauses. The main clause means principal clause and the subordinate clause. Okay. Now tell me where he lives here. Understood? Now these are subordinating conjunctions join a subordinate clause and to its principal clause. Now in a sentence you should know which is the principal clause. Principal clause means what? Principal clause means what? A main clause. And the principal clause is the main part of a sentence. So in a subordinating clause, conjunction joins a subordinating clause to its principal clause. Tell me where he lives. I don't think if he would pass. These are the examples. The chief subordinating conjunctions are here after, because. Only write this. The chief subordinating conjunctions are after, because, if, that, though, although, till, before, unless, as, when, where and while. Understood? Now these are about a conjunction. Okay. Now the next part of speech is interjection. Interjection means what? It is a interjection means the sudden feeling when we express surprise, when we express happiness, when we express suddenly something happens. So those are called as interjection. Okay. And in the interjection, we always give this interjection. This mark we give after an interjection sentence. Sudden feeling, we get some surprise, sadness, or something important, or which you were not expecting, that thing happens, we show sudden feeling. Okay. So that is called as an interjection. Now see here and write this definition in the book, in your notebook. An interjection is a word which expresses sudden feeling or emotion. You are sad, you show it, you say, oh, this thing happened, wow, we won the match, oh my, what a beautiful dress you are wearing. So we are telling our feelings, we are showing our emotions. So what are they called? They are called as interjections. And after the word interjection, you have to end it with this exclamation mark. Understood? So now some words, alas, oh, wow, bravo. These are some words which we use in an interjection sentence. Okay. Now see here. In fact, an interjection is a mere sound. Mere sound means just a sound. It stands alone and is not connected with the other parts of a sentence. Now, if you write the word alas, it is alone. It doesn't need any other word to describe. So, it stands alone. Always remember this. And is not connected with the other parts of the sentence. It is thrown into the sentences to express sudden feeling. Wow, what a beautiful scene. Or, oh, it's so difficult. The sum is, oh, it's so difficult. We say, now, I am so bored. Oh, I am so bored. Ouch. When you get something hurt, ouch. We say, now, ouch, I got hurt. So these sudden feelings, when we express, they are called as interjection. And when those words we use, we have to give this mark. Okay. So now the exercises based on this. On each page, there are exercises. These exercises, we will do it in our next lecture, and I hope this first part we have done. So for this unit test, for this class test will be there. For that, you will get some questions based on this. But for the unit test, first and second lesson is also there, and we also have composition and all. So in the next lecture, what we will do, we will first solve the exercises based on lesson number 1, and then we will do the next lesson, the correct use of nouns, how it is used, that we will do in the next lesson. Understood? I hope you have understood this lesson. Okay children, bye.